So I started thinking about, okay, what would I want to show from Iraq? And as I looked at images coming out of the news or coming from soldiers that were there or people that were in the area, I saw a lot of just the sand and the dust and almost to me that represented the despair and the lack of excitement. Was it just a negative attitude? And so I really wanted to show color and bright smiles and positivity. So that's kind of led me in that direction for something to focus on while I was there. One of the things that I talk about in classes here at Columbus State is to always take advantage of your camera instead of being bored. So a couple of things here kind of demonstrate times when I've tried to do that. This one, it's obviously nighttime. I'm looking out the back door of a Chinook onto another Chinook that's flying behind us. We're coming into Baghdad, and there's pretty much no shot I can get here that doesn't have some camera shake, just because it's pitch black dark. You can't use your flash, obviously, but it was such a gorgeous shot that I just tried to take several dozen shots in a row and handhold them as best I could and get one that had the least amount of shake, just to pull in that blue color, and the two soldiers looking out at the other Chinook behind us was a cool look that I definitely wanted to capture. Otherwise, I would have just been sitting there bored waiting for the flight to end. So this one of the things I like about this photo is that it's after the troop withdrawal. So it's one of the only times that the Al-Fal Palace was not surrounded by lots of American forces, so it's empty, and you can see that in the background. And the admiral taking the photo is Admiral Ed Winters, and he came to us just after his previous command, which was in charge of all of the Navy SEALs right after the Osama bin Laden raid. So pretty good guy to know, and kind of interesting that he was documenting the same thing that I was documenting. The first time I saw it, I didn't realize that when we landed on the second helicopter that we needed to run as fast as humanly possible to catch the convoy. And so we missed the convoy, so we had to run all the way to the palace to catch up with the general and the rest of the people. So I stopped long enough to catch my breath and to barely snap that photo of Al-Fal Palace as I rounded the corner. Amazed at was how the logistics of the landing zone worked. Just how they always knew, exactly what helicopters were going to be coming in and what time, down to the second. In this particular photo, you can see some of them taking off and several of them fixing to take off.
But did you get to play a lot of golf in Iraq?
Every day. That's pretty much all we did. We were really bored, so we played a lot of golf. No, actually, during a tour, kind of a behind-the-scenes tour of Al-Fal Palace, we got up to the top of the roof and noticed that there was a little driving mat and a couple of old worn-out clubs and a couple of range balls that they had laying around. And having grown up around golf, there was no way that I could leave that without taking a shot. So I set the camera and set it up and gave it to the person that was with me. And I took one swing and they took a few shots. And the joke is that they were both frame worthy. But really, probably I should have stopped while I was ahead. If I had laid down the golf clubs after that shot, maybe that would have been a more efficient use of my time as far as playing golf after that. But definitely, this is probably my dad's favorite shot, I think, from my time over there. So this one belongs to him. So he let me borrow it and bring it in the show.
So what out of your experience has come home with you? What has sort of landed and really influenced your life?
From several different areas. One of them is just a new appreciation for what spouses go through when a soldier deploys. Just all of the things that my wife Shana had to deal with here on her own, just having to pay all the bills by herself, just having to deal with the kids, getting them to school. If she wasn't feeling good, there's no one else there to make breakfast and do all those things. So certainly an appreciation for soldier spouses that are deployed. And then from a perspective of photography, there were certainly some professional things to learn because I was shooting several things a day, lots of opportunities to hone the craft and hone the skill, but I also witnessed other photographers that had the same opportunities that maybe didn't appear to be taking advantage of that. So I tried to do something better, something different every single day. And let's face it, I didn't have anything else to do. over there, so might as well just spend the time honing the craft. So I really, from a photography professional standpoint, I really try to do that. And then from a personal basis, just really being able to find something and pour my heart into it and really try to develop it with a central focus. And that focus was finding the beauty in Iraq and really showing images that day after day come home with something that said, hey, this was a beautiful thing that happened today, or this is a beautiful scenery, or this soldier's smile, the way he interacted is a beautiful thing.